Why you should give chances. When we're in front of a person that we're attracted to, especially if it's the beginning of courtship, we're not always going to be our best selves naturally. We get a little nervous, a little shaky, a little awkward, and may not always be the best. This is because when a situation is new to us, we want it to go so well that we're scared of screwing things up. However, once you're at a place where you know the other person feels the same way that you do, and you reassure them that you're having fun and enjoying their company, then they're more likely to become more comfortable with you without those fears and anxiousness getting in the way. Now you get to see them at their best, authentic, and confident selves to test out that chemistry and see where it goes. Everyone gets a little scared and a little awkward then when it comes to going on a date with someone they find attractive. So it helps them get a little comfortable with you so they don't have to feel like they have to impress you. They could just focus on being themselves. So when should you give chances? 1. When the only thing you know about them are what others say about them. Unless it's a very serious matter where said person is very toxic or known to abuse, cheat, and manipulate, etc., in which case you should exercise caution when talking to them. You should consider them. Sometimes people may slip up due to not going out much, having interests atypical to the mainstream, or doesn't know much about social cultures. As long as they take an interest in learning, why not give them a chance? 2. You don't feel strong feelings or desire nor repulsion yet. You feel neutral with this person. This is also a situation where you can consider giving them a chance, as sometimes we do have a natural attraction to them, but it may not be as strong initially. It'll really come out once you get to know them, and knowing about their personality can increase that attraction that was already there in them from the first place. 3. If they initially appear nervous, shy, or awkward when talking to you. I'm not talking about extremely inappropriate behavior where someone comments on your body parts like your breasts, butt, or genitals. Sometimes we all act out of normal when it comes to talking to someone that we find attractive, and we try to keep our composure to say something normal, and we end up saying something that doesn't come off pretty well or makes sense. What usually happens is their nerves tend to get the best of them to the point they don't always say things properly all the time. We're not saying to go out with someone who exhibits consistently odd behaviors that are worrying. That is different. But if they are small scale behaviors and they're otherwise okay as a person, then you should consider going out with them. 4. They're a little too excited to see you or be talking to you. In other cases, a person may be excited to be talking to you and excited to be talking to you at just the prospect of dating you. As long as they're not super obsessive or just obsessive in general, then it's fine. As long as this person can have a conversation with you and listens to you, it should be fine to go out with them. 5. They're a little inexperienced with dating and socializing. Not everyone is up to date with what's in and what's not. And some people are starting out on dating very late and are not very sexually experienced. Sometimes they're a virgin. This is not an issue as long as they show they're willing to improve and learn to be cooperative with you as you be patient with them and get used to their first few times. There are plenty of guys who are sometimes nerds, that have very dirty sexual fantasies despite being virgins. Not all of them, but a good majority of them do, and because they're not often in an environment where they're encouraged to express them, it's been kept hidden and we just assume they don't have any. I was a nerd myself growing up and had a bit of a socially awkward past. Believe me, during my days of doing my in-class studies and just going home after were days that I spent watching porn and masturbating. Even though I was sexually inexperienced or didn't know anything about sex, it didn't change the fact that I would think about it, and there may be other nerds or inexperienced people out there who are also going through that. 6. If they seem different from you at first glance. Not in a glaringly obvious way, but we're all different in some ways. We may have different interests, different experiences, different values, etc. As long as those differences aren't really big and you can still get along with the person on a friendly level, it's worth considering going out with them. They're not always extremely fashionable. Nobody's the next model or follows everything from the Vogue. Hell, a lot of people roaming around the earth are dressed in whatever clothing they put on. I'm not saying date someone who doesn't have any fashion sense, but as long as they seem decently presentable and are hygienic in general, then you could still give them a shot. When should you not give them a chance? The first reason is if you feel repulsed just by looking at them. Of course, you should give them a chance if you feel something for them a little, or even if you don't feel something for them right now, not attraction nor repulsion, but you find them interesting. However, if you feel repulsed just by looking at them, and I'm not even talking about like like you feel repulsed, you feel it in your gut, like you take one good look at you and your body reacts in an unfavorable way about that person, then it doesn't matter how much of a great personality they have. Attraction is important in any kind of romantic encounter you have. So if you feel repulsed just by thinking of them, then you're not going to be attracted to them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let them down and find someone who is genuinely attracted to them. 2. They don't take care of themselves. Their clothes are filled with stains, they smell really bad, they don't groom themselves, they don't appear confident nor happy in general, and is just overall a negative person to be around. This is usually a reflection of their lifestyle and is also an indication that their hygiene is not properly taken care of. You have a higher chance of getting sick usually. It's best to date someone who takes care of themselves. He often exhibits really bad behavior. Now, we all heard of falling for the bad boy, bad girl because of the confidence they exude, and we can be very well developed an attraction for someone who isn't good looking, but with the good load of confidence. However, pay attention to how they treat others around them, particularly around others who haven't done anything for them. If they're rude to people in general, this is someone you shouldn't be going out with, as it's a reflection of how they'll treat you if you decide to go out with them. 4. They make you feel bad for not choosing them. This is a very common thing among people who are considered nice people. Really, these people should be called pushovers. He asks you out and then you politely refuse because you don't see them that way, and they make you feel guilty for being their friend and not wanting to go out with them on a romantic date or have a sexual evening with them. Now, this could genuinely be a case that if you do go out with your friend, you may find that you do find them attractive and you'd love something more from them. However, that potential doesn't matter. Your friend in question has shown you that they don't respect your wishes and is just playing a pity party to guilt trip you into going out with them. Nobody deserves your time and attention if they resort to this. It's also hints that they have deep personal issues that they have to work on before they start dating. The 5th reason is they play games with you. You can get a sense when someone is playing games with you if there is a pattern of inconsistent behavior or communication. A one-off instance and a few of them doesn't matter, but if it happens enough to the point the pattern is glaringly obvious, or when you talk about that person, their inconsistency is one of the few things that you can think about very easily, then this person is likely playing games with you. The 6th reason is you guys live completely different lifestyle, or you have very different values held deeply. Now, normally this isn't an issue if you have a lot of differences, but it can make a friendship work simply by being there and taking mutual interest in the other person's life. However, when it comes to the lifestyle that we deeply enjoy and the values we carry, it becomes a different ballgame. If the values or lifestyle that you hold deeply are very different to the point your lives are incompatible, then it's largely going to be a waste of time trying to date each other and making it work. In this case, you're better off finding someone who's more suited to your lifestyle or whose different lifestyle complements yours. The 7th reason is, and I know I try to keep my advice gender neutral, but this is very specific to women. But he exhibits stalkerish and creepy behaviors. And I'm talking about ones where they don't say anything to you but follows you around, doesn't say a single word but always eyeing you, then those experiences usually makes you feel uncomfortable. Some people may be doing this due to the nervousness, but the behavior themselves is done by those who are also considered malicious and entitled. This is not a great situation to be in, so don't hesitate to get away from somebody like this. Now, what I described above is when you should consider giving someone a chance or not. But you might be thinking, in what situations does the whole should I give someone a chance come in? Here are situations when you should consider if you should give somebody a chance or not. 1. They have gone out of their way to come to talk to you. 2. You have been friends with them and haven't considered in a romantic way, yet they confess their feelings for you. And 3. You match with someone in online dating that you find moderately attractive but not too attracted to, yet they make talking to them very easy. There you have it. Now you know when you should give somebody a chance versus when you shouldn't. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.